We've been holding lots of open houses and a ton of private showings lately. And let me tell you something that we've discovered. Some of the buyers are just a little grouchy. That's right. They've got some complaints and some gripes about the properties that we're selling. Purpose of the video today is share these top 12 gripes with you so that you know what you can do to remedy them. Well, some of them can't be remedied, but we can do what we can to put our homes in the best light. That's where we're heading. Let's get started. The number one thing that we hear about is location.
Angie, I don't love the location of this home. Oh my gosh, the neighbors are so close. If I put my arm out, I can almost touch their house.
Yeah, that's the truth. Here in Southwest Florida, land is at a premium, and the developers try to maximize the space in the neighborhoods as much as they can. So a lot of our neighborhoods, the homes are close. But here's the thing. Landscaping does wonders, and there's a lot that you can do with landscaping in addition to just doing your best to pick the private lot. If you happen to get in new construction, you have a little more control over that. But most of us are purchasing home resales. So you've got to make the best of what you've got. And if you're a seller, that might mean putting in a little extra landscaping. Here we like to use clusia hedges. They can grow up nice and tall, and they're a beautiful living green hedge that can give you some privacy from your neighbors. Hedges, bushes, trees, palm trees, all of those things can help provide some of that privacy, which is definitely something that buyers are looking for. We hear about it a lot. The reality is you can't change the location of the home, but you can change other things about it, the upgrades, what's done on the inside. So we all know in real estate, they talk about location, location, location. So you want to maximize the best things about your location when you have your home on the market. If your home is located a little closer to a road and you have some road noise, there are things you can do. Maybe you add a fountain outside, or you have water features in your pool or on your lanai, or perhaps you have music playing when you're showing the home. We're not trying to hide anything. We're just trying to show the home in the best light. Buyers right now are really craving privacy. It's something that they're talking about constantly. So you really need to be objective. You need to look at your home, your property, through the eyes of a buyer and see what you can do to elevate that home, to show off the location the best that you can. Next gripe.
Angie, I just don't love this floor plan. It's very choppy. I like to have an open floor plan. I want to be able to see everybody from the same room.
Sometimes there's not much that can be done about floor plans. It is true. Open floor plans are definitely trending right now. And what I can promise you is that when I'm showing property in a home that's not as open, the conversations that are being had is, do you think I can take this wall down? If we take this wall out right here, will it make it feel more open? Do we need to have all the walls around this dining room? These are real conversations. So even if you're selling your home and your floor plan is not like that, you might prefer a floor plan that has more dedicated spaces and rooms, but the current trend is definitely open. So is it worth it for you to consider taking a wall down? You want to talk with your agent about that and what the best way to showcase your home is, but it might be worth considering. Obviously, some walls are load bearing. You have to have an expert come in and tell you whether or not it's actually possible. But what's certain is that if you've got walls like that in your home, buyers are asking if they can take them down. Number 3 buyer gripe.
Oh my gosh, Angie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 different kinds of flooring in this home.
Okay, I'm being a little cheeky there, but this is probably one of the most common comments that we've got. Sometimes people will come in and they'll only change the bedrooms, or they'll only change one bathroom. And the reality is it's really hard to start matching floorings and coordinate floorings. But this is a big one. This is a place where if it's in your budget and you're considering changing out your flooring before you put your home on the market, and if you've got multiple types of floors, that's probably something that we're gonna recommend. You wanna make sure you're keeping it to 2 maximum, possibly 1 for your wet rooms and another flooring for the rest. The trend we are seeing here in Southwest Florida most people want a consistent floor throughout the entire home. And again, we're talking truth here in this video today, so you've got to know if you've got multiple flooring types, no matter how great each of them might be individually, I promise you, buyers are griping about it, they're complaining about it, and honestly, it is making them question if it's even worth making an offer, no matter how much they like the other parts of your home. And the reality is if they do decide to make an offer, they're gonna come in and they're gonna drastically reduce the amount, because one of the first projects that they're gonna have to take care of is demoing the floor and putting in a new floor. And that can be timely and that can be costly. So it is definitely worth considering if you want to sell your home for top dollar, taking into account what's your flooring situation. Again, be objective. How would you look at it if you walked into the home? And talk to your agent about what the best decision is for you.
Oh my gosh, Angie, there's so many paint colors in here. I can't even think straight with all the different kinds of colors on the wall.
Yeah, big one. People are very turned off by paint. We say this all the time. The best thing that you can do is paint your house white, neutral. I know a lot of people say, but I like color. We totally get it. But when you want to sell your home for top dollar, your best bet is to go with a white paint and take care of it so that the buyers don't have to think of that as being the first project they tackle if they decide to pursue your home. Now, the next question is usually, well, what color of white? There's hundreds of colors of white. Yes, there are hundreds of colors of white, but there are a couple that stand out. One is City Loft by Sherwin Williams, and another is Benjamin Moore, White Dove. You don't want buyers walking away from your home because of paint. I know it is a little bit of work and it's kind of a pain, but it is absolutely worth considering painting your house white, neutral, before you put it on the market. Side note, a lot of times we will have this conversation. They'll say, we'll just give them a credit, no big deal. I'll move out. They can come in, they can paint it whatever they want. But trust me, that is not the preferred choice. Is it an option? It is. But it's definitely not preferred. And I promise you, the credit that you're offering, they're gonna want more than what you're offering. Next buyer gripe that we hear.
Angie, this home is beautiful, but look at all of things that need to be done. The air conditioner's at the end of life. The water heater, it's working, but it's all rusted out.
This is another spot where, as a seller, you can really control this by having this maintenance work done up front. Being able to show that you keep your home in immaculate condition, and that the first thing a buyer's not gonna have to do is come in and replace the HVAC system. Nobody wants to spend their money on that. They wanna spend their money on new furniture and decorating their new home. So you definitely wanna take into account the maintenance of the items, the bigger items. What's the status of the roof? You should have a roof inspection done before you put it on the market. Have any broken roof tiles repaired. Those are not projects that a new buyer wants to take out. And what we see over and over and over again is that the cost of the repair to the seller is drastically less than the perceived cost of the repair to the buyer. The next gripe that we consistently hear.
Angie, this home is beautiful, but it's just priced too high. It has a lot of upgrades, but these are not current upgrades. I'm gonna have to come in and tear out everything, and I'm gonna have to start from scratch.
There are definitely current trends right now. You know what they are. White cabinets, Carrara marble, white quartz countertops, restoration hardware look. That's what's currently in. We know that a lot of property owners have invested a lot to upgrade their home. In fact, Tuscan was a very popular look back in the early 2000s, and a lot of people have put a lot of money in these beautiful upgrades that were not cheap, and they were beautiful. And we're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings here, but the reality is we're in those homes with those Tuscan looks, colors, feels, and finishes. The buyer's like, yeah, it's beautiful, but I'm gonna have to rip it all out and I'm gonna have to start from scratch to make this what I want it. If it is not on current trend, you really need to be objective, and you need to make sure that you're looking at your price and you're pricing it appropriately. Just because it was upgraded in the past, no matter how well and beautifully it was done, if it's not current, the buyer's price is gonna reflect that. And I know that can be heartbreaking to hear, because of course we love our homes and the upgrades that we've put into them. But if your house is sitting and it's not selling, and you look at other homes in your area and in your neighborhood and check out what are the prices they're selling at, what is the inside look at. If it's current and it's been upgraded and it's white and it's got marble and it's got, nice light wood floors, etc., that comp is not going to be the same comp as your comp if you don't have those same type of upgrades in your home. So your listing and offer price has to reflect this. Granite countertops, you might find that one person who really wants a granite countertop, but how long might it take? And if it takes too long, then the reality is in our current declining market, by the time we find that person, the price is gonna already need to be adjusted, and how much is that gonna cost? Now, this is just my opinion, but this is what we're experiencing when we are talking to and when we're out with buyers. All right, next up, appliances.
Angie, these appliances are so old. I mean, I opened up the oven and it's all grimy and disgusting in there. And when I opened up the dishwasher, it's got rust in it.
This is another spot, folks, where we really need to look and be objective. When a buyer walks into your home, they don't have to be brand new appliances by any means, but they want to know that they're going to be in working condition and that they're going to have life left in them, that they are current, that they're on trend, that they don't, for example, if somebody walks in and they've got the nice little bisque, appliances, those haven't been around for a really long time. The green appliances, the old appliances. So just be aware, again, this is not a spot where a buyer wants to walk in and have to put money right off the bat. Same thing goes as far as the appliance credit. Just got to make sure if that's the route you're going to go to understand that that's fine, but a buyer is going to price it based on time and effort of having to actually take on that project on their own. Number 8.
This house is so dark and it feels really small and it's just not going to be big enough for us. We want a nice open feel for the house.
All right, you know where I'm gonna start, don't you? First, paint the house white, light neutral. Automatically, that makes the house feel brighter and bigger. The second part, and we talk about this a lot, is you really want to remove 30 to 40% of the clutter in the items in your home. And yes, closets too. What that's going to do is when a buyer is touring your home, they're going to be able to walk, they're going to have space, it's going to feel bright and open, and it's going to be comfortable, and they're not going to have that impression that the house is too small because maybe the furniture, there's just too much, or maybe it's just too big, or that amazing, spoon collection that you've gotten from your grandma, like that doesn't need to be displayed. Let's pack that away while we're selling the home. Wants to be shown in the best light possible. Number 9 gripe that we hear, especially here in Southwest Florida with all of our gated communities is,
oh my gosh, Angie, the fees are so high at these communities. I don't want an HOA. I don't want a CDD. I don't want to have to pay all those extra fees.
Totally get it, and it's super understandable. A lot of our communities do come with those fees here in Southwest Florida, and there's not much you can do about it. If you're looking for a community that is well manicured and landscaped and offers amenities, it is going to come with some fees. But what you can do is you can make sure sellers, and you can list out, or your agent, your advisor who you're working with, and show all of the benefits of the fees that you do pay. What comes with it? What comes with the CDD? What does it actually maintain that a homeowner's never going to have to worry about it outside of those costs that are coming? Number 10.
Oh my gosh, the insurance is so expensive in Florida. Am I going to be able to get homeowners insurance on Florida? Because I saw on the news that people are losing their policies and they can't get insurance.
This is a real national crisis, and it's definitely a big one here in Florida. Here's the reality. This does not apply to most people. Can still get insurance policies. Now, are there challenges if your home is close to the coastline? If it's on the beach? Yes, there are definitely challenges, and I certainly am in no way looking to discount that. However, we have a couple brokers that we work with who have multiple companies who can offer insurance policies. It is more expensive here in the state of Florida. We are surrounded by water. A lot of our properties require flood insurance, and if it doesn't require it, you still probably want to highly consider getting it. However, we have actually not had anyone who was unable to get a policy at all with any of the buyers that we've worked with. Sometimes they come with some stipulations. For example, we have an investor who bought an older property, and the stipulation was that the roof had to be replaced within a certain period of time, and then they had to show proof to the insurance company. But they were still able to insure the home. This is a big issue, and not just in Florida. Nationally, we're talking to a lot of the other advisors across the country who are seeing similar things in other markets. What we know here in Florida is that legislation is coming, legislation is changing. It is definitely at the forefront of the leaders of our state, and we do expect that changes will be coming, but it will take a little time. All right, gripe number 11.
I smell cat. I smell cat. I smell something. Maybe it's not cat, but there's something in this house.
All right, again, don't be offended, cat lovers, animal lovers, dog lovers. I've got a dog myself, but this is a real thing. A lot of people have allergies to cats. In fact, I'm one of them. When I show property that has a cat on, I come out, my eyes are all itchy and red. We love the pets. There's not that much we can do, but we do want to control what we can control. So what does that mean? Definitely keep the home clean, deep clean it more frequently. The litter boxes, they're a challenge. So I don't really have a silver bullet for you with that if you're a cat owner, but keep them clean, keep fresh air moving through the home, and just be aware that people do have allergies and you want to try to dismantle that as much as possible. I caution you, don't go overboard with the little smelly things that you plug into the wall. Oh my gosh, then you got a combination of pet smell plus whatever scent it is that you pick. So a little bit of air freshener goes a long way. All right, the number 12 gripe that we hear all the time.
Oh my gosh, wow, this house is very specific, isn't it? It's very specific and definitely not my style. I mean, it's gonna cost me a lot of money to make this home my style.
All right, it's kind of a combination of a few that we've talked about today, but this is a real thing. Sometimes the style isn't gonna be for everyone. Some of those people, they're just gonna move on. But in other cases, again, to put your best foot forward, your best bet is always to neutralize your house as much as possible. Neutralize it with paint, neutralize it with style, reduce the amount of clutter in furniture. It will go a long way. But buyers coming in and they're looking at that, what they are seeing is dollar signs and time to redo. So where does that really impact you? Their offer price. They're gonna greatly reduce their offer price if they walk in and they've got a list of projects that they're gonna have to do in order to kind of get the home back to neutral. So you've got a decision to make. You can either neutralize it as much yourself to try to maximize your price point, or you can choose to keep it as is and then just price it appropriately. Our market is changing here in Southwest Florida as much as some other places in the country. Buyers, what we're seeing and experiencing is they're being picky, and frankly, they can. Our inventory has greatly gone up here in Southwest Florida, and the buyers have choices that they haven't seen since 2019, and they are taking advantage of it. If the house isn't perfect, if the house has projects, they are expecting a significant discount. And buyers, one last bonus tip. Pretty much everybody has either a Ring doorbell or cameras at this point. So practice some preservation of thought. It is in your best interest to withhold your comments, your judgments, your critiques until you are out of the home and in your car, heading to your next appointment. So be objective when you're looking at your home through the eyes of the buyer, when you're getting ready to list it for sale, and take all of these buyer gripes into account. If you enjoyed this video, got any value out of it, then definitely smash the like button and subscribe to our channel, where we talk about all the ways we can help you live joy in Southwest Florida.